Good afternoon. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for being with us today. We are broadcasting live from Park City, Utah, where I am, and then Lauren's in Connecticut, yes?
Yes, I'm in Connecticut right now.
And Lee is in LA. So thank you for joining in with us today. We have we're doing this today to help you become aware of the services of CurEnt, and you'll understand what that is. And obviously you read our invitation, so you know what we're up to here. Just for the record, this is not a pitch to raise money. This is a pitch to understand the services and the unique benefit of being aware of CurEnt and what they are doing with experiential events and that sort of thing. They've been doing it for quite some time. Lauren and I have known each other for quite a bit of time, and Lee and I met recently. And so we're so glad that you joined us here today. Just for the record, we're recording this. We're going to post it to the Family Office YouTube channel. So if there's anybody that you think would be interested in reviewing it after you get a chance to see it here with us today, you're most welcome to send them there. And as usual, we can't see or hear you, but we can certainly communicate with you through the chat box and the Q&A. We encourage you any type of question you would like to offer as we go along. We have a bunch of folks coming in today, so we'll get to them, as many of them as possible. So this will be fun and interesting, and I'm glad everybody's joined us today. And with that, please welcome Lee.
Thank you very much, Arthur. Really appreciate the time and everybody joining today. Really appreciate your time as well. A little bit of background on who I am as we wait for everybody to join in. I started off my career at Paradigm Talent Agency in the music industry, spent a couple of years there, moved over to William Morris Agency in the music department there. Quickly realized how the demand for these insider access type events were quickly populating, always over time. So at that point, after a couple of years at William Morris Endeavor, decided that it was time to create a new industry, one that allowed people access to these specialty events. So we created this industry, this company, and we've been doing it for quite some time now. So I have about 8 to 10 years working in the VIP area, where we specially curate different events around the world, anywhere from the standard stuff of getting access into annual events, all the way to fully customizing experiences that really allow people to look outside the box and figure out what they really like and then how to really experience it. So I'll pass it on to Lauren to kind of go over a little bit about her background as well.
Okay. Yes. So it's nice to, virtually have all of you guys here today. Appreciate the time. I've been in the sports and entertainment space since college, where I was a collegiate athlete, and I've had a passion for sports and entertainment my whole life. And I'm lucky enough to have that as my career now. Began working at a front office with the Barclays Center and the Brooklyn Nets, have worked directly with teams and partnerships, and got into this niche space of hospitality about 4 years ago. Have been with Lee and Joel for the last 2.5 years. And I head our VIP services and our sales team in creating and curating and following the execution of all the events. So happy to be here with you guys.
Fantastic. And our other founder, who is not with us today on the call, to give a brief background about who he is, just to kind of round it all out. He came out of the world of SNL, fashion, also working with Richard Branson and his management company. He's got over 20 years worth of experience working in the entertainment industry, to add on top of all of our, I think, great experience. So very well-rounded leadership team and team just in general, putting together all these experiences to cultivate for everybody here. So we will go ahead and jump into this now. I know everyone's time is precious, so we'll go ahead and move right into the presentation for everybody. So we are CurEnt Group. Our objective and overall essence of our company is that we are a multi-tiered agency. So we really like to we have a passion and expertise in the world of access, travel, event production, you name it, when it comes to all the different facets of entertainment in music, sports, theater, fashion. That's what we have really pressured our our access points to push out to everybody joining today and to our clients, and really allowing them to realize that there are no more sidelines that are restricting you guys and how you want to experience an event any longer. So we give everybody, and like what we like to say, to choose your own adventure when it comes to attending these different events. This is a little slide about who we are. We just covered it previously to all the people who are already in, coming from the entertainment background and then joining into the VIP space 10 years ago. Joel, our other founder, came in and has had 20 years worth of experience in the past, working in the Grammy Award-winning area with many talent in that space, also SNL, and also in the culinary and fashion world as well. So this is also our head of sales, Lauren. Lauren has a very tenured career, coming from, again, such places as the Barclays Center and working alongside the Nets in Brooklyn. She's diligently led our VIP services and sales team for the last 3 years now, and really doing an amazing job directing our B2B and B2C teams to really ensure that all areas of our services are met for all clients. So it's direct to businesses and at the same time direct to consumer as well. So our vision, our plan, and our mission with our company is, again, it's really to open up the world of entertainment to our clients, to really realize that 99% of the world doesn't truly have access to those once in a lifetime experiences. It's really bridging the gap from just going to a concert or just going to a sporting event, but bridging it to saying, hey, we want to sit front row and we want to meet Mick Jagger before the show. We want to sit 50-yard line, but we want field passes, or we want to meet the quarterback prior to the show. That's kind of the mission that we have, is saying, how do we break that glass ceiling with our clients? How do we allow them to see things in a different way? We really realize that the world is, of course, a lot of wonderful tangible items out there to purchase, but the experiences are where people tend to be gravitating towards more and more. And so we really wanted to harness that with our mission and provide the best experiences for our clients to really take advantage of moving forward. Now, this is a small sampling of some of the corporate companies that we currently work with. So inadvertently, we may have serviced some of you guys already through the Centurion Black Card members with American Express. But to give a small sampling of some of the global companies that we on a day-to-day service, with their clientele. And a lot of these companies, they understand and they have a similar mindset of us, where we value experiential above all else.
And then thanks, Lee. As head of sales, I'm constantly working with my sales team on what our target market is, our current clients, as well as client acquisition. And if any of you had a chance to look at the website, you might notice we don't really cater to the masses, but we're very specific, as a lot of what we provide access to, there are limited quantities. So in short, our direct to consumer side, we really focus on discerning individuals who appreciate and seek out of the box experiences rather than only the tangible items. Lee's touched on that quite a bit. And then on the B2B side, which, based on the previous side, we have a large footprint in, we align ourselves with specific organizations that also believe in the pursuit of a heightened experience. So your luxury concierges, your corporate travel, and these are your, Black Card, Centurion, concierges. You can go to the next slide, Lee. So despite our smaller size and our somewhat startup feel and culture, we do have tremendous reach. And this slide of stats truly exemplifies that. So I'll name a couple, 78 plus 5-star companies we work with. We have clients in 27 different countries, 1,700 plus global experiences provided. And again, that's in a VIP capacity. 92% of our client base said that we exceeded their expectations. And my personal favorite stat is that the #1 source of client acquisition is referrals. So our clients are trusting us with their friends, with their clients, with other family members, and we take great pride in that. Another one that I really like is that 73% of our clients come back and purchase an experience more than once. And that's important because a lot of our experiences are high priced and high value and are bucket list items. And we're still getting people, having such a great experience that they're coming back and continuing to use us over and over again. So, next slide, please. So the bottom stats of the previous slide really did not happen by chance, but similar to you guys in your craft, we put in thousands of hours in our space to become experts in this field. But our expertise and our knowledge is only as strong as the relationship that we have with our clients and understanding what it is that they want. I find that clients often refer to us as Amazon of entertainment. We have such a wide spectrum of experiences that we offer. And organically over time, we are able to recognize patterns, and we can customize experiences for families and businesses alike. But at the start, the best way for us to really successfully consult is to understand client preferences and what they might not be able to get on their own. Of course, this happens. Lee, I'll have you finish the rest of this so I can quiet them.
Yeah, to quickly develop further on Lauren's comments, we definitely take the effort and in the very beginning want to get to know the clients. So that's whether or not, where you guys are located specifically, where you guys like to travel, and if there's anything specific that you've been looking to do, or if you currently have interest in, call it the, soccer. If soccer is a really great interest for you and your family, or you specifically, or you like to entertain clients in that fashion, that's a great launching platform for us to say, great, okay, so now we have soccer as an interest. How do we develop on that? How do we take that experience and really elevate that to the next level, whether it's going to a training facility and watching the players practice and then getting to meet them, having a private tour of the venue that they play in, and so forth and so forth. So it really allows us to have a grounding platform where that is a start for us to get to really know the clients. And then we start to anticipate what you guys are going to want in the future. So we can really start to be on the lookout for things that are coming up that may not be publicly advertised or are invite only, that we know, hey, we're going to put this in front of you guys because we know this is going to be of interest. That way, a lot of the stuff coming to you is actually actionable stuff. So yeah.
If it's okay, Lee, just an anecdote. So for example, little context here, the Aspen Food and Wine Festival is totally sold out. You guys had access to a couple extra tickets, which seems sort of like pedestrian, but that was no easy feat. And to get that type of access, it's all about the relationship you have. But in the context of this, knowing your profile of your client, you would not only, if you did have access to that, as you did, then you would alert the client based on the profile that they have here. And in addition, you could create customized. So it's not just things that already exist, but your customized experiences for entertaining as for a corporation or somebody that just wants to bring their family on, once in a lifetime vacation. So the reason why I'm bringing it up is that I imagine this drives two things. It's here's stuff we know you'll be interested in that are happening, and so be alerted. And then let's create something special for you based on your preferences here.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's a great example to use, because what we would in that situation offer out to all the individuals here, and our clients who are interested in the art and culinary areas, we would reach out to them specifically and say, hey, we've got X amount of passes completely sold out. Can't find these anywhere. We have access to, call it, 6 to 10 more passes. And on top of that, here's a list of events that are happening at that specific weekend that are not available to the public. So private chef events that are maybe 10 to 20 people, and they're doing private culinary experiences. So, and typically a lot of these events have anywhere from half a dozen to a dozen events that a lot of people just don't know exist. So it's really taking that once in a lifetime experience, or it's taking that just general access and elevating it to another experience that you wouldn't be able to really access truly anywhere else, or keeping it all under one roof. So it's just an easily accessible event and tangible to take action on.
So just another quick editorial, if it's okay. This seems like magic, meaning people are oftentimes wanting to do things and cost is no issue, but they can't even make it happen. So I think the answer is pretty clear, but share with us how you guys are managed to do this. Between the three of you, it's, it might be just as simple as the history, connections, and relationships, but can you just, how have you managed to be able to do the magic?
Yeah, that's the secret sauce for sure. Well, I mean, to answer it in short, yes, money can only get you so far. I think a lot of people understand this. It definitely has the power to move things when needed, but there is a level that you can't really go forward when it comes to just throwing money at the situation. So with us, it is truly about the relationships that we've really put together over the last 20 plus years. The people that we work with trust that the individuals that we are sending into these situations are, well behaved. They understand what they're going to get. They understand how to act. So it really is about that relationship with all these different events, individuals, etc., where we come to them and they answer our calls, they answer our emails. They understand that we have clients that are looking for a certain type of experience, and they're incentivized to help us get those. So the magic really isn't, I would say, as magical as one would assume it to be, but it is something that we put in well over the 10,000 plus hours to cultivate. And that's why we come to individuals and select groups such as this to say, hey, we've really become experts in our field. Now, you guys are absolutely experts in your field, but allow us to drive this train and show you what it is that we can do, how we can really elevate those experiences for you. And whether it's just for you in general, or you're doing something for your company, or you're entertaining a client, let us make you look good is essentially our motto.
Yeah. And to add on to that a little bit, we also do have clients that have access themselves, but maybe not necessarily the time, or they don't want to ask for that favor. It's our job to do our due diligence, to take the time to ask for any. And, a lot of the magic is, us putting in the legwork and getting it done so that you just come up with the idea and then we're able to create and execute it. So I know some people are like, I have some access. I might not necessarily think I need you, but again, let us do all of that. Let us take the legwork out of it so that you and your guest or yourself can really just show up and focus on having a good time. So sometimes it is a matter of that as well.
And it also really keys to that, and we will leave this slide soon. I know it's not the most pretty slide to look at, but it does serve a very important piece of the whole relationship with the client. Once we really get to know you, and we have a lot of clients that say, hey, we're going to London for a week during this time. What can we do? They want to do something really fun and exciting, whether it's for their family or their children or whatever it may be. Now we know exactly what it is that you like. We can really get in the weeds and send you things that we think that you're really going to find to be entertaining or special. So that's kind of how we approach the situation with a lot of this stuff. Really
Yeah.
kind of giving you guys the things that we know you're gonna like, basically.
And sometimes, last thing on this slide, sometimes it's not, this questionnaire can't tell us everything about you. It just kind of opens the door. A lot of times we will meet with clients, we'll do a lunch or like a brief phone call, and I can, or myself or my team can better understand things you've done in the past, things that are on your list, your family's list that you haven't gotten to go to before. We definitely try and make it personal. We either can use forms, we can meet, we can text, we can make a phone call. But really, our job is to be accessible to you and really get to know you, as long as that's something that you want, obviously.
So now moving on to what I think is going to be the fun slide, or the beginning of the fun slides. These are just kind of some examples of past experiences that we have put together over the past few years, just to kind of get the idea juices flowing in this specific category. But the nature of our business, obviously, we have access to the annual events that go on every year, such as the Met Gala, Super Bowl, Grammys, Fashion Weeks in Paris, London, New York, you name it. We really have that grip on all those major annual events. And even though they are annual and they are happening every year, as I'm sure most of you do know, it is quite difficult to sit front row at Louis Vuitton fashion show in Paris, or even get access to the Met Gala. So these are the type of situations where we like to excel. And not only that, but I'll let Lauren, who does a lot of these intricate VIP experiences, kind of touch on a little bit more of the customized ones that we've done in the past for our clients as well.
Yeah, as Lee mentioned, obviously a lot of the most coveted events we deal with year in and year out, but truly the most fun and the most rewarding are the custom experiences that a client dreams up and then we kind of turn into reality. And one that always it comes to my mind is, we helped create a father-daughter dance at a wedding, sung live by John Mayer. We did a private Coldplay concert on a yacht this past summer on the Amalfi Coast. Father and son bonding experiences, doing hot laps around the F1 track in Monaco. And then we've also done things like shoot around with LeBron James or play a round of golf with the PGA golfer. And one that was really fun this summer was a couple of clients played a round of golf with John Daly, and then included in the experience was them, partying John Daly style afterwards. And that was, we had a lot of good feedback from that. So those are just some of our favorite custom experiences. Obviously, those don't sit on Google or no one can search them, but through getting to know our clients and through this form, we were able to cultivate and make those happen, and they were pretty special.
Absolutely, and this is a great example of us, being very, very tight about what we offer, who we offer it to, and especially this group of individuals. I think that you've deserved an ability to have access to all of this stuff under one roof, where there isn't really a limitation as to how far you can really go with the experiences. Just to name one of my favorites that we did about 2 years ago, we had a group of 12 people that went to Italy, and they had a private dinner underneath the Michelangelo and had Andrea Bocelli sing them a private concert, and that was for a group of 10. So it really can go as big and far as you want it to go, or we can keep it small and intimate and do a quick one, no problem either way. But it just allows people to say, hey, I didn't know I could do something like this, allowing people to realize that you can really branch out of the traditional boxes that the entertainment world tends to put people into. Due to scalability, we want people to get out of those boxes and really enjoy a higher level of entertainment. And now moving on to more of just the overall look at all of our different services. I don't need to get into every single bullet point on there, but to hit on the fact that we specialize in music, fashion, in travel, sports, TV and film. So anywhere from movie premieres to set visits to fashion week shows. to backstage access. These are just starting places. These are places to give people ideas to say, hey, you know, we want to go to Coachella Music Festival, but we want to meet some of the artists and we need artist passes and we need it to be A to Z. We don't want to think about anything. We want to go and have the most amazing time. So these are just areas to start thinking about how can we really launch our experience into the next level. And to continue from the last slide, we also very much are involved in the culinary and art world, event production, virtual experiences, which have become quite popular in the last 2 years. And then again, our personal favorite, the custom experiences. So the one that really lets you go above and beyond. So again, launching platforms for what you can start to kind of look at and think about things that you want to do. But again, no bad questions are ever thought of. So anything that comes to mind, our team is always happy to help you guys develop on those thought processes. If you don't know what you want fully, but you know you want to do one event, a lot of the times people just don't even know that there's access points beyond just the regular access that everybody else has. So that's kind of what we encourage our clients to think about. And Lauren, if there's anything else you want to add on this slide.
No, I think we can touch on the last slide, although Arthur kind of alluded to it and asked us about it in the middle of the presentation, which was great because that is kind of the magic. I think there's just the our processes. And I guess you could also refer to our processes as the magic. So really contact your dedicated specialist for customized dream experience. So you know, all of our clients, whether B2B or direct, always have one main point of contact that is their person. For you guys on this call, and for everyone at family offices, I would be that point of contact. And again, Lee's touched on it. So give us either an idea, an inspiration, or an exact experience. And then it's our job to really create it, come up with the options, present it to you, and execute it. So I think everyone kind of has their guy or their girl that they go to for tickets or experience, or at least it seems that way. But we are so involved in the process, and that's sort of why we keep our pool of clients, you know, relatively low, so that we can ensure the service is top level. That's really a differentiator for us. And that's why we aren't for the masses. We really are specific in who we market to, who we reach out to. And that's why, you know, we saw a lot of parallels with some of the other offerings for you guys through Arthur. And Arthur really wanted this service to be available to you guys as well. So we like to think, and I hear that we are pretty valuable, that we often become part of the experience. So there are times where I fly, whether within the United States or internationally, to be boots on the ground and ensure everything is seamless. And if something comes up while they're there, hey, is there anything else? Is there an after party? Is there anything unique? We can be there and troubleshoot and help get you anywhere you want to be once you're actually at the experience. And if not live, we are always accessible. You will always go into an experience with a direct point of contact. You'll never be blind. And we really pride ourselves, you know, Lee and I, as well as the team below us, on a quick response rate. We are really get to know you guys and your family. I have a couple of families where holiday season comes up and they outsource their entire Christmas and Hanukkah list to me. What does my daughter want? What does my husband want? What can you give me that will make this holiday more special, or this graduation, or this wedding? And it's really our job to get to know not only them, but who they're taking, and help come up with those ideas. So
I hadn't thought about all that stuff. That's super interesting too.
Yeah, we're very busy around the holidays.
Yeah.
No one knows what their wife or their husband wants for Christmas or Hanukkah, whatever they may celebrate. And I'm like, oh, I remember he really loves this team, or he really wanted to see this comedian. Or when I was with you guys at this concert, he said he loved when Dua Lipa was on stage during the Grammys. And then we kind of are able to carve out an experience just by me listening and paying attention and getting to know my clients alike, whether it be for business or for personal use.
Does it make sense for those that want to sort track what you're up to and potentially uh, fill in the form or give you a better idea to just go on the website and put their email address in? Does that make sense for people to, will that benefit them in terms of being alerted to things that are, readily available on a regular basis? Because I happen to know that, I'm on the list, and so I get alerts that say, oh yeah, that might be fun to do. Does it make sense for them to jump on the website to do that?
Yeah, we can do that. Or if people do want to fill out a form, I really like to, we create custom forms for every partnership or relationship. So we can customize one that we send you that you can house on maybe the website internally. So it's not just the generic form that everybody gets. I can make it a
Yeah,
little
we
more
could do that.
specific to family office insights. And then I know when something comes in, I know where it's coming from and how, so it, doesn't come in with all the general inquiries. So I'm happy to create that for you guys and have some specific questions that they can fill out, and we can begin to open up their profile, and then name, email is usually on there, and we can say, hey, does it make sense to hop on a call for 15 minutes, or do you want to just text me what your kids like, or what you think they like. But yeah, I think creating a form just for you guys, because this is a partnership, I don't want them to have the generic one, would make sense. So we'll
Yeah,
work on
just for
that,
the
and I'll get it over to you.
that'd be great. And just for the record, the audience knows this, but we don't participate in, if you engaged current, we don't make any money. Family Office Insights is not on the revenue share vig, if you want to call it that. So the community is aware of that, but I'm just saying for the record, yeah, we're not making money or getting into other people's pockets. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that's just not what we do. So just for the record,
Yeah, we're just a value add for
yeah,
all the other services that
Yeah.
our them already provide you with. So
yeah, I totally screw things up all the time. So I'm happy to have somebody else handle all the details. My God, I'm out of my mind. Yeah. So Lee, you want to wrap up?
Yeah, I mean, thank you guys so much for taking the time to listen to us talk on and on about experiences around the world and how we can help you. So obviously, if there is anything that we can do, our contact information is right there. Lauren will be the point contact for all you guys in the beginning. Feel free to reach out to her, call her, email her, bother her as much as you want. She'll get to know you, what makes you guys tick, what makes you guys get excited, and what you hate as well. So we'll avoid all that just to start off right off the bat. But if there were any questions throughout the presentation, we're more than happy to answer them now, or if you'd rather speak on the phone in a more intimate setting, we can definitely do that as well.
Yeah, I have one question that I think people are wondering, and being that you have a pulse on live events, are you seeing that, sans the Delta variant and all that business, are people getting together?
Yeah. I would say about a month ago, I was a little uncertain as to where things were leading, but now what I'm seeing is, every major promotion company, they're going all in on everything. I don't know if they can afford to reschedule or
Right.
push these things back, but I feel like there is a level of comfort in the events, that how they're being handled. They are very, very detail oriented about screening people, having to show vaccines or a negative test. And they're pretty detail oriented about it. So from my experience and all the clients that we work with, their feedback, everyone has felt very comfortable going to it. The separation, the distance, and the extra effort that these venues are really taking, it definitely shows. So I don't foresee anything being pushed or delayed or canceled anytime soon. And yeah, the overall response is we feel good about how the venues are handling it right now. So people at the moment are comfortable as much as they can be. Of course, I think people are dipping their toes back into the situation, but the feedback is
Good sign. It's a good
Yeah.
sign.
it is. And to tag on a little bit to what Lee said, I think in our space, the VIP areas are doing an even better job probably of, limiting the amount of people in there. So in terms of this like top tier experience in the VIP sections and lounges, it's actually, a little bit even more comfortable than just being with the masses in a venue or stadium. So the elevated experience that you get with, the packages that we provide, those VIP ones, people have certainly felt very comfortable. And, we've gotten a lot of good feedback from clients that have been sent in those areas and have been able to get backstage and, partake in some of those meet and greets, which are slowly starting to happen again. So might be a little longer line and maybe you have to show something, but I think everybody is understanding and appreciates the due diligence being taken.
Absolutely. And just a quickly last little touch point on that. A lot of our clients, due to the fact that the access points that we give them are very limited, there's typically very few people in those areas. They tend to have been really taking advantage of what we offer and how we offer it right now. Obviously, I don't think everybody wants to be in a really crowded situation yet. I think a lot of people are still getting comfortable with that. So people are taking advantage of the fact that, the suite accesses, the limited VIP areas that we have access to, the private meet and greets, the more private and exclusive stuff that we specialize in. People are really seeing the value of that right now, because it obviously does not have hundreds of other people crowded around them.
Totally
They can
makes
do more
sense.
with their own families.
Yeah, totally makes sense. Super. Well, really appreciate you guys doing this today, and I'm suggest that the community stands by, and because we'll make sure that to just pay attention to Family Office Insights, because we'll be putting the forum up, and I suggested to Lee and Lauren that we post something from time to time about upcoming stuff like the Peer Insights reports, Q&As that we do. So jump on their website, pay attention to Family Office Insights, and if you care to, and we'll keep you posted on what's going on with CurEnt. And as usual, thank you guys for being with us today. Really, really appreciate it. And thank you all for being here and sharing with us the only thing you can't make more of, and that's your time. Till next time. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Arthur.